Hi, this is Mr. Gray, and this is a cspan interview regarding mental health. Why is providing mental health services for people so important? People are going through a lot. I mean, they always have, but it's just at a point, I think, with 24/7 information, people having to work multiple jobs a lot of times for their family to be able to afford rent, food, light bills, being able to get to and from work, those types of things. It's just really expensive. I think the stress level is really high. Um, so a lot of people are in crisis. A lot of people are not feeling well. And mental health services are like should be at the top of every education system, every city's like list of things to support its community. What services are provided for people in Long Beach? The Guidance Center on Pine Avenue is like a really cool place. They do so much just amazing work. And there's a lot of different places, but that place right there really helps, especially a lot of adolescents. The wellness centers that have been put out, at all the high schools and middle schools are a great service. Our social workers throughout the district are super dope, super important. The care center at Poly, we've been in existence since 1997. Yes, we were way ahead of the curve in terms of mental health is important. So, anyway, that's a whole other story. But it's just like a really big thing that we have these services at the schools and outside agencies. Do these services depend on the federal government? Um, Yes and no. Federal government definitely provides funding for a lot of organizations that are like nonprofit. Um, they also spend money or send money to cities to use. They they sent a lot of money during COVID for school districts to use specifically on mental health, which is why the other schools finally got wellness centers, what we call the care center. Um, so, yeah, I mean, a lot does depend on the federal government. And I'll go into, I think, in some of the following questions, some of the things that the federal government can do a better job. No, let me do it right here. So, what the federal government can do better is understand that mental health has a lot of root causes based on things that have been going on for a long time. For example, our food system, right? It is much easier and cheaper to get ultra processed food or fast food than it is to get whole food, real food, meaning fruits and vegetables, uh, quality meat, that kind of stuff. It's just much easier and cheaper because of the way the government subsidizes crops, certain crops like corn, soy, wheat, right? And that's what ends up feeding all the livestock that turns into burgers and chicken patties and all that kind of stuff. That's why they're so basically inexpensive. And it's more expensive to eat healthy. And that's not good because what we eat is a big part of mental health, right? We could do a better job as the federal government in terms of incentivizing people to exercise, to incentivize people to, again, eat right, to get sleep, to like practice lifestyle habits of either meditation or breath work, like yoga, that kind of stuff. mindfulness practices. That's what I think, that would be very helpful from the government, is to like flip the script from subsidizing industries that are not feeding our society very well, and flip it into supporting different companies, nonprofits, collectives that are like really interested in helping people become healthy before they get sick, right? In what ways could the mental health services, oh my God, I didn't spell it right, my bad, we provide be improved? All right, so here's the thing. We spend a lot of time and energy and money on interventions. Like we wait for people to not be feeling good. We wait for people to be sick, in terms of like the physical health care industry. The mental health care industry, we look at symptoms. Oh, you're anxious all the time or depressed or whatever. And we do not look at how have you been sleeping? How's your sleep? Okay, well, let me teach you how to sleep. Okay, let me give you strategies so that you can sleep better. Sleep is like super important. Are you drinking water? Like for real. And I don't mean like a glass of it, but enough water. Are you hydrated? What are you eating? Do you have productive stress response skills? Like what do you do? What do you do when you're stressed? How often are you like super stressed out? What's your perspective on stress? Do you know how to catch your negativity when your self-talk is not good, when you're trashing yourself or you're stuck in the past? These are all skills. And again, we don't teach these as the regular thing to do in schools. You know what I'm saying? And so then it's up to really well-meaning clinical like therapists or counselors or social workers or teachers in the school setting to like try and put pieces back together. It would be much more efficient to teach people the skills, and not individually, but like groups of friends and whole classrooms and whole schools, so that everybody's up on game on these practices and protocols and strategies that create powerful people that know how to deal with life in a way that's healthier, if that makes any sense. So that's where I think that mental health services can be improved. Also, teaching all young people how to be peer mentors. How dope is that we can help each other through a lot of the things? There will never be enough mental health professionals at this point. But what's interesting is the amount of mental health professionals has gone up. The amount of money spent on mental health has gone up like a lot over the last couple decades. But how people are feeling, the amount of people feeling actually good is not, it's not getting better, man. Like people are feeling worse. So just the part, and we need good counselors, we need good therapists, we need good psychologists and psychiatrists, all that stuff. However, that's not the answer, obviously, because again, and people are super aware of it. The stigma of mental health is not like what it was 5, 10, 20 years ago. Everybody knows what anxiety is and depression and, all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Let's keep going. Are the services affordable for all classes? Well, I think that this is not like an area of expertise for me, but there is the ability to get therapy at all different income levels based on the different insurances that are out there. But that's a problem because it's hit and miss. Watch. The wait list to get, therapists is like forever at this point. Um, at colleges, again, everyone's working hard. This is not any type of slam on any type of person in the mental health field at all, and we need more. It's a great field to get in. Artificial intelligence will work well with these careers, with these professions, right? The human compassion and empathy and all of that stuff is super like resistant to artificial intelligence completely like taking that away. Okay. But back to the colleges, the wait time to see a clinician at a health center at almost all colleges, if not all, is weeks or months. It's like forever. So again, to me, yes, it needs to be more affordable and it needs to be more equitable, but the real answer is in whole schools, whole communities, all entities within a community, learning these basic foundational skills, which we call 4 life skills for a lifetime. Taking care of your physical health. Again, sleep, nutrition, exercise, building muscle, and drinking your water. Learning how to catch your negativity, which is complaining, blaming, negative self-talk, staying stuck in the past, that kind of stuff. Gratitude, the power of living in gratitude, which opens the way to forgiveness. It opens the way to looking at the world with more opportunity and possibilities, right? Appreciation. And then lastly is productive stress response skills, breath work, meditation, mindfulness, all that cool stuff. And this is all backed in science. It's not like from chapter 3 of some little self-help book. You know, that's not, no, this is all like super hard researched, neuroscience, everything. Okay? How does mental health affect surroundings such as the community? It's everything. And again, we cannot separate physical health and mental health because they go together. The mind and the body are not separate. We've done that forever and it doesn't work. We've separated the mind and the body and they directly communicate with each other. They directly have an effect on each other. And it boils down to sleep. Am I eating junk? Like for real? Am I drinking enough water? And am I building muscle? Am I moving? Those are the 4 like main things. Because there's just enough research that shows that people who have had lifelong mental health challenges stop eating junk, reduce their sugar intake by a lot, eat real food, get their sleep, have productive stress response skills, right? Start practicing gratitude, and they like really improve remarkably in what was at one time a really desperate mental health challenge. And again, physical health and mental health are directly related. All right. So, and then our community doesn't feel powerful. Like the people in the community don't feel their power. And so we have a mantra of powerful people, which is what we're trying to work to build, right? In all aspects of the community. Powerful people make powerful decisions, and those powerful decisions help create powerful communities. And then those communities start working together when people feel at their best, right? When people feel at their worst is when there's, a lot of animosity, a lot of people like feeling there's not going to be enough, so I gotta get what's mine. Good luck to you. We don't work collectively together. What's missing from the mental health conversation? What's missing, again, I'm sorry, I'm redundant, but it's the biggest thing. There's Dr. Chris Palmer, his book, Brain Energy. Dr. Casey Means, I believe, is called Good Energy. And they're both Dr. Palmer is talking about the mental health part, and Dr. Means is talking about the physical health part, but they're both related. And everything mental health, everything physical health comes down to, is our body working properly? And like, you know how we have organs, right? So liver, kidney, heart, all that kind of stuff. Muscles are an organ. So is your brain. And yet, for some reason, again, I'm going to say it again, the medical community tries to separate the brain from the rest of the body, and it doesn't work like that. So if I'm not treating my body right with what I eat and sleep and all that kind of stuff, like you've already heard me say, there's no way that my mental health is going to be good. So that is what's missing from the conversation is emphasizing and incentivizing, meaning how can we like make it so attractive for people to eat right and to work out, build muscle, get their sleep? How can we incentivize students to do that? Because when you grow up as a younger person doing the right thing for your body, you're going to do it as a grown up. But we've never really emphasized it in schools. So when is this like, generation to generation, when are these habits going to finally get better? Okay. And again, back to the government, how do we make the food environment more conducive to eating healthy as opposed to eating crap? A lot of junk food, a lot of fast food, right? And look, I'm not perfect, so I'm not judging nobody, I promise. However, man, so that's it. I hope that was at least a little bit. It's such an important topic. I really appreciate you guys tackling it. Um, I don't know, the research and the data proves that what we're talking about here is super crucial. Like depression, let's talk about businesses and depression. Depression costs businesses around the world like, tens of billions of dollars. Not that this should be about money, but you would think that because it's like really crippling a lot of workers and their ability to, help the company that they're working with and working for, you'd think we would make it a bigger emphasis. So, I don't know, man. We can do this. All right. Talk to you later. Thank you for everything. Peace.